person I interviewed for my business ethics interview was Doug Eklund. Doug Eklund is the Chief Executive Officer of a company called Cellular Advantage. Cellular Advantage is an agent of a company called US Cellular, where they sell phones and accessories. Doug has been the CEO of this company for 26 years, so I figured he would have some great insight on ethics within the workplace. I asked Doug how he ran such a successful company and what core values he lives by. The first is to respect individual initiative and creativity. This is important because it allows everybody the chance to offer their opinions and ideas without being shut down. The second is to understand and then be understood. This is important because not only in business but also in everyday life, because it allows you to listen to others without having to say exactly what's on your mind right away. The third is excellence in reputation by exceeding the expectations of our staff and our customers. This is important because everybody has expectations, and if this is a goal of the company to exceed them, then that is perfect. And then lastly is to have fun, because everybody wants to have fun while they're at work. I asked Doug what it meant to have a strong work ethic. He said that this comes down to the responsibilities that are given. Integrity is a big part of having a strong work ethic, which is what you do when nobody is watching. He said you can place two employees side by side next to each other, and you can see which one will go above and beyond what is required of them, and the other one will just do what is asked of them. And so you can tell a lot by somebody's work ethic based on what they do with the responsibilities that they are given. He said that a lot of people will say what they want to do, but a small percentage of those people will actually do it. I asked Doug what he looks for when hiring somebody. The biggest thing that he looks for is culture fit. He said that you can always train somebody to do a job well, and you can always hire somebody to train them, but you can't always train somebody to fit into the culture of the company, which is really a make or break for if they will be hired or not. I asked Doug how he displays being a good leader within the company. He said that he displays it by serving others before he himself is served. I thought that this is a great way to live, not only for the business world, but also for just in the workplace and everyday life, because when you serve others, it is showing how humble you are, and it's better to serve others than to be served. And I asked if good leadership by a person is better than a set of rules, and he said that someone displaying good leadership is more effective because they have somebody to look up to, and they can see that this is important within their company. But it's still important to have a set of rules and guidelines, because people need to know what the guidelines are within a company. I was interested to hear about the unethical behavior that has taken place and that he has seen over the past 26 years. After I asked him this question, he kind of chuckled and says, "We've seen it all." Some of the things that he's seen recently include theft of cell phone and cell phone accessories, lying about time cards, doing drugs within a company store as an employee, which this one just kind of blew my mind that somebody would actually do this, and dishonesty with company numbers, whether that's boosting numbers or lowering numbers to create more income for them or to make their sales look a certain way. And so all of these have to do with unethical behavior. And I asked, where's the line between giving somebody another chance before terminating them? And he talked about how many times there will be multiple write-ups if this is a repeated pattern. So with kind of the smaller issues, he put in quotes, there will be write-ups, and after 3 or so write-ups, they will be terminated. And they will then put up guidelines and boundaries to make sure that this type of behavior won't happen as frequently, and that this type of mistake won't be made again. And so I thought that was a smart thing to do. But with the bigger things like theft and doing drugs within the store, of course, immediate termination is what has to take place. I asked Doug if he has ever faced the pressure to hire minorities to make his company look a certain way, because this seems to be the case for a lot of companies, having to hire a certain religion or women or homosexuals just to make their company look diverse. And thankfully, Cellular Advantage has not faced this type of pressure to do this, and I liked what he said, that good people are good people. He's going to choose the best fit for his company and the best fit for what the job is. And so I think that that is an important way to look at things, that good people are good people, and that's all that it really comes down to. I then asked if he held Christians versus non-Christians to different standards, and he says he likes to think that he doesn't, but it's also hard when you see a fellow brother or sister in Christ acting in an unethical way, because he feels for them and he wants to help them correct their ways. And so it's kind of a hard line to draw between workplace and spiritual life for him, because he is a believer. And so he likes to think he doesn't, but that can be hard to do sometimes. I thought that this company was run very well, and I gave some great insight about hiring processes and what they do to correct issues in the workplace. And I thought that this was a great person to interview, to look at ethics within the workplace and within a place that I know so well on the outside, but it was great to gain some insight on what it's actually like on the